Okay, Kermit Weeks here, Fantasy of Flight, and I am in Central California, about to head into the Stockton Airport. Some hangars over there. I've never been here. I'm going to go see Ty Ramey, who I probably haven't seen in a while, probably at Oshkosh. It was the last time I saw him anyway. It's kind of a warbird guy, and he's got a PV-2 that's got a lot of interesting original radios and things he's put in stuff. I think he used to be a fire bomber, but anyway, somebody sent me a picture and I thought that was on the way. I thought I'd go by and see it. So
right onto C Dixon Street.
Anyway, he's it's for sale, but I need one like a hole in the head, like a really big hole in the head. I have no place to put it. Okay, now this hangar here, I mean, very early on I used to hang around with some of the early guys. Jim Ricketts was one of them, and I'm thinking for some reason this might have been his hangar, and we were trying to bring my B-29 up here, and we flew it out of Oakland, didn't get very far down the road, and had all sorts of problems. Oh my gosh, anyway, that's a story in and of itself. And this has got to be it here up on the left.
The destination is on your left, Ramey Ty.
Ramey Ty.
Arrived at Ramey Ty's home.
His home, Ramey Ty. I'm gonna start calling him Ramey Ty. Alrighty, let's go see Ramey Ty. What's happening? When's the last time I saw you?
I think Oshkosh was maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, that's what I was thinking.
Something
At the
like that.
Warbird party.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember. I probably drank too much.
Make it in Jamaica.
Oh my gosh. Well, there's some cool stuff. That is awesome.
Yeah. Army Air Forces takes a
Stapler.
wire and then turns it into staples.
Oh my gosh. So what have you been up to? Show me the place here.
Excuse our mess. This is
How long have you been here?
35 years.
No
Yeah,
way.
varying degrees here at Stockton. Yeah, that's what we call our museum hangar. We're kind of looking for a bigger place to expand to.
Yeah, I would think so. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
We're all in the same business.
Yeah, man.
Trying to find more
Did
space.
you ever find somebody that said, you know, my hangar's just too big?
Yeah, no.
No,
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So,
Is that an early B-25?
or early A26.
Oh, A26.
That's what would have been on your plane from the factory.
Oh,
You know,
I'll
that
be
canopy on the
darned.
right side only opened up forward like that.
I'll
And it's
be
what I guess a
darned.
lot of the guys complained about, lack of visibility. But
Huh.
yeah, that's real early.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man, that's got to be like a B-29 blade.
It is.
I'll be
Well
darned. That is,
Yeah, there's.
I mean, I'm
that's
6
dual
feet,
stock
and that's got to be 7.5.
Yeah, another one over there. Yeah, we got B-29 somewhere.
Unreal. Well, obviously, this is where we party. A-26 knows.
Yeah, so we got an A26, and that's going to be the glass nose that goes on it with all the
Huh.
mechanical gear in there.
Cool.
And bomb sights and all the stuff.
Well, mine's getting there.
Yeah, sure was nice. Good fun watching the videos. And Tucker's a great guy.
Yeah, he's doing an awesome job. He's working on Carl's 25 now. They got a corroded thing. He had changed the wing at one point because he got them all spare ones in the desert, and then but this one's on the center section. So they go. He's trying to get it to Oshkosh, and anyway, it's going to be a big.
Yeah.
We'll see. He may not make it.
Yeah. We're hoping to go to Oshkosh in A26, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, me too. I won't. That's cool right there. I've been to Oshkosh in one of those.
I've seen your plane.
Not a silver one though.
It's so cool to see the
It is.
stock original mosquito.
So, okay, so you just collecting? Are you trying to do a museum?
So we
What's
have a museum. Mostly it's geared towards the air crew and ground crew. So we have everything from bombardiers, navigators, gunners, and then also the ground crew. We have all the ground support equipment too. We do a thing called bomber camp each year, where we bring in a B-17. Used to be the Collins airplanes,
Yeah.
and we bring in a B-17. And we teach people about all the different crew positions, and then we
Really?
load bombs up, and we load guns up, and we go fly.
No way! And you
drop
get
bombs
and get some fighters occasionally to come in and attack you.
We have done that too. Yeah, it's been fun.
Oh my gosh! I had no idea this is what you were doing.
So there's actually one of the Norton bomb sites we use for dropping bombs. 250-pound concrete bombs that we drop from the B-17, but the students can come up and actually use the bomb site and drop bombs. It's kind of
Oh
fun.
my gosh!
With B-17 cockpit.
Cool. Have you got any video of that I could include in maybe
there's
some of
tons
this?
stuff online, and we can send you
Oh
stuff.
yeah, cool.
Yeah, if you just Google Bomber Camp, there's tons of stuff. So yeah, we're happy to send.
I'll be darned.
That's left over from Bomber Camp, teaching the guys gunnery stuff. Some of the things.
Oh, that is too cool. I had no idea that's what you were doing.
B-17 top turret.
Oh my gosh. Have you got a B-17?
No, I have a lot of parts and pieces.
Wow. Yeah, I may need something like that one day if you're looking for some trading.
Sure. We have a ball turret here. It's a new old stock ball turret, and people train in that, and then actually go fly it in the plane in flight. So you can actually get in it in flight.
Oh, wow. But
Yeah.
do they work in the airplanes?
So this one works, and in the Collins airplanes, we got those turrets working, and we still have to do some work on Evergreen's turret to get it going. But you can crawl in and crank it around and stuff.
I'll be darned. Yeah, I can get in mine. I used to be 6 feet tall, but I can probably get in easier now.
Yeah, I can actually get in this. We got videos shooting this at a machine gun shoot with live 50s in it.
Oh
And I actually
my
got in, but
gosh.
it's really tough for me with a gun sight. And of course, I'm not wearing, parachutes and heated suits and sheepskin.
Right.
But yeah, it's a Crocker Wheeler turret, like for your AT-11.
Yeah, I got one of those, I think. Man, all sorts
so
of
too.
50s. That's cool.
Those are the guns that we use for bomber camp and things as well.
So how often do you do this bomber camp
Every
thing?
year. Been doing it for 15 years.
When? Like what time of
It's
year?
We usually do it when one of the planes is in the neighborhood. So we were going to do it just recently, but the B-17 wasn't coming down for a Half Moon Bay show, so we're going to do it later this year.
Oh my
Built an old bomb sight trainer that the students used to use back in the day.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. And so
Yeah, it's
what?
an A2 bomb sight trainer, and there was a student and sitting behind the site and his instructor normally, and they have a little bug on the floor, and this is motorized. It actually drives across the floor.
Really?
The little bug has a target on it, and it simulates a crosswind. And the student there's great training videos online.
Really?
And the student's using a bomb sight to help synchronize and figure it out. And all the bombardiers used to train in these things, and they had scads of these. They'd have a hangar, let's say at Midland, Texas, where they have probably 20 of these things or more.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
part of learning the training.
Did they ever get them when they were all like flying around in formation in the hangar?
Yeah, there are some cool photos, especially old-time life photos of those guys doing something very similar.
Link
Building
trainer.
trainers.
Oh wow. Oh, this is too
lots of
cool.
different versions of
so,
trainers, too.
so when you do something like this, how many like people show
It
up? Or do
varies.
you have a limit?
No limit. We'll just
Yeah.
add more flights. We typically take 6 to 8 people per airplane per flight. Some folks will come and buy the whole airplane out, and then but we'll just add flights. So we've
Yeah.
had as low as, let's say, 15 or 20,
Wow.
and as many as like 35, 40.
Wow.
Yeah. So we used to do like camps over several days and stuff.
Unreal.
But yeah, it's fun.
That is too
So yeah, all the bomb
cool.
sites, all the guns, and we even had radios going. And
Oh, yeah, those
so
link
people
trainers
rotate
up
around
there.
the crew position. You go all the way back to the tail turret, but riding the ball turret is highlight. And then coming up front and working the Norton bomb site.
Yeah.
dropping bombs.
Huh.
So it's low level stuff. So
Has anybody got the front double turret or
the chin turret.
chin turret runner?
No, just nobody. None of the flying B-17s.
Right.
But they have one down at in the 8th Air Force Museum. I think Fred Beezer got their chin turret running.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, not too many chin turrets running around now.
Man, you are the link capital of the world.
Well, we actually just got these two from a great bunch of guys out in Ohio. They kind of lost their building, and you know how the old guys, they kind of get together and they tinker and stuff, and,
Yeah.
and they made them fully operational, and then they lost the building and had to sell them. So we drove out and got them, and they're just beautiful. So we had collected some to make these work, but now that we have these going, now we're going to find new homes for that. So
Wow.
anybody that wants a really good link trainer, we got 3 of them available.
Wow.
Yeah.
But these run, those don't.
Yeah, these
huh?
run, but yeah, they're complete. So, you know, like all these things, usually you need several to make one go. But
Yeah.
mostly it's runs on vacuum and air and the bellows and fixing them up. But they're a great project to have sort of fit in your garage. But back there we've got a B-29 turret system that we actually have running. The central fire control system with the ring sight up on top.
Oh wow! Yeah, I
Which
remember
is
those.
just like
on
A-26.
wood.
You know, very similar. Just the gun sights are different, but all the other components were the same.
Huh.
Then of course, if you want the true bomber camp experience with a two-hole a toilet.
Oh really? Oh, I see.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Unreal.
There's your two-holer.
Kind of takes on a new meaning. Two-hole.
Complete with your Sears robot catalog.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, so the ring sight that's up for the top of the B-29, this guy would kind of control a lot and have two different turrets that he would control at the same time.
Yeah. Unreal. Huh. Yeah, so he basically, he was controlling, but also the side guys, but he would determine who was going to get what, right?
Yeah, so he had the upper hemisphere. So he had upper forward and upper aft, primarily upper aft.
Right.
And the bombardier had upper forward and lower forward. And then these guys would split the lower turret, and they could take the tail turret. But there's a switch box you guys could reach over and switch in between. So they could, go them out. And then there's the dead man switch. It's on the sight, like right here. So if he releases that, then automatically that turret will go to the other gunner. They had an issue.
Cool.
If the other gunner was shooting, they had an issue early on where this thing would start firing as it's coming in line, sweeping.
Vertical fin.
Yeah. So they came up with a relay called out of sync fire interrupter to keep them from shooting.
Oh, that is so cool. Oh my gosh, what is this?
That's a Cushman. They had them on the airfields. This particular one's Navy, but had them on the airfields to run around and deliver parts and all sorts of
ice cream and everything.
That's where that came from. Exactly.
Oh my gosh.
All three-wheeler.
Stockton Airfield. Man, this is a whole aspect of collecting that I've just not really. Oh my gosh, you see we've got little lights on it. That is cute.
That's what we also like to do, is bring it to life. I mean, the turret runs, the radios run, and all that kind of stuff. So it's fun to, see them and smell what they're like. Of course, run the airplanes too.
Man, you got a whole pile here.
Yeah.
Beech.
Excuse our mess.
Oh, so is this all yours here?
Yeah, so this is the museum hangar, and then that's vintage aircraft over there where we do mostly Beech 18 work. And, I'd say about 90% of our work is on Beech 18s and AT-11. We love AT-11.
Wow. One day I'm going to get one. Yeah, you come on down, see it. I mean,
I have. Actually, I tried to buy that airplane.
Oh, really?
But it was still up in Alaska.
I'll be damned. Well, I just always was dealing with Earl, and he kept saying, I don't know.
They bought it from this guy named Clayton up in Alaska he got it from Hill Air Force Base and flew it up there. He had another one that he was using, cracked it up, and then your plane, he actually just never used it. That's why it's still military stock. Yeah. And he wanted $15,000 for it up there. And,
wow.
And I was working on AT-11. I decided, you know what? I'm just going to go buy that airplane. And I called him up. He says, was it Joe Cowan? He said, Joe Cowan just came up here 3 days ago and bought the airplane. Dang it.
Really? I'll be damned.
Yeah, because I was looking for a stock original AT-11.
I'll be damned, because Earl Long's who I bought it from.
I think you're a partner.
Yeah, okay. Well, he flew it down, and it sat at the Dead Cow Airport for a while. Yeah. And then I can't remember if I bought it then or I bought it when he flew it down, before he flew it down or whatever. But eventually it ended up there, and it doesn't have a spar strap on it or anything. I'm just going to make a new spar.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that. I saw that on your video. Yeah. And we actually started taking a Twin Beech apart and doing a spar change on it, an AT-11 actually. Wow. Because some of those planes had some issues, and I think yours had something similar where they did a reinforcement. The Beech 18 cracking spar thing happened because the AT-11s in World War II, they were doing so many cycles on the bombardier missions. Right. And so the cracks started showing up in the AT-11s. And so there was a fix that they came up with about drilling holes in the spar and bolting a thing in. Well, the problem with that was it drilled holes and they're supposed to seal it, but over time that's what let the moisture in the spar. But, I think you just go in there and figure out what it needs and just make a thicker spar. You could, I mean, it'd be a lot of engineering involved to do that. You could, and then make it out of stainless or something, if you could, that never have rust issues again. But there's things you can do. But we actually have the spar strap kits for aerospace that. I'll be darned. Yeah, just kind of, oh my gosh, torpedoes. Man, Ty, you've been collecting some stuff here. Jackson, that's pretty cool. Is that an airplane one or a? It's actually longer. It's for a destroyer. So the big long section in the middle, right behind you, is an air flask for aircraft torpedo. The one in the trailer. This? That, yeah. So see how short the air flask is, because they didn't have to go that far because they were flying them up close. So the one behind you is for a destroyer, so that was the longest one, the biggest air flask. But otherwise, there are a lot of common components.
Now, when you say air flask, is that for it's pressurized to run the?
Yeah, it's like 3,000 or 3,600 psi inside that air flask.
Oh, I
And
didn't
the
know.
air would mix with alcohol, and they'd light it off, and then that's what would go and make steam, and then run the propellers. Normally, there's supposed to be like two props going opposite directions.
Right.
And the steam made that. So if you remember the old TV shows we watched, okay, the torpedo's running hot, straight, normal. Hot means it fired off, and then straight, normal, all this stuff, the gyro. But if it was a cold shot, it didn't ignite, and it go half the speed, so that's a cold shot. But
I'll be darned. That was always my dating, and I was looking for hot, straight, and normal.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's look around here before we look in the PV-2. That looks like A26.
It is, yeah. An airfield lighting truck.
Airfield lights.
Yeah, so they had those at the airfield.
That's just like a portable tower?
Yeah, well that is, yeah. It's built on a bomb trailer, World War II bomb trailer. And yeah, portable tower.
God, well, how long you been collecting this stuff?
6 months now.
6 months, wow, good for you. 195.
We got 7 other hangars here, vehicles and stuff.
Really?
For bomber camp and
so is this you? Are you part of something? What's the...
It's a Stockton Field Aviation Museum, so it's a 501c3 nonprofit.
Okay.
And it's all part of the museum. So then Vintage Aircraft is a separate thing over here. So, and it's all volunteer. There's just a few of us, and so it's no budget kind of thing.
Wow.
But we're trying our best.
Unbelievable.
These are like the old bomb trailers that they load planes up. Here's a 2,000-pound bomb and a 1,000-pounder.
Wow.
And the racks and stuff. So sometimes we made the racks for bomber camp or for.
So who's A26?
So this is our museum's A26. That's kind of why we need to sell the Harpoon so we can help fund the A26.
Wow, man, this thing looks nice with the shine on there. I think we're going to do this with mine.
Yeah.
Keep all the bruises and the dents.
What's kind of cool is this plane is just stock. It was never really awesome, like yours. It still has its original armored plane on the side.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But it's been, Matt Jackson.
Yeah.
He built this for Howard Keck and an on-mark about 20 years ago. And man, they did a heck of a job. Went through everything, and she's a really good bird. But inside, if you crawl in, you'll see it's California Custom, they call it.
On mark?
This one isn't. This is all stock. But I've got all the racks and the hooks and the things to put this thing back together.
Turret.
And then the top turret was just stripped out. But
it's got the Bombay tank.
Yeah. Even came with the ferry tank because Howard was intending to fly it to Hawaii.
Huh. So, Howard
Keck.
Okay,
so he's the guy
okay.
that Matt Jackson built the airplane for, or built 2 of them. And then he donated the aircraft to this one went to Carson City and the other one went to Texas. And we ended up getting it from the museum in Carson City.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's uncut, but we'll put the bomb rack or the hooks and all that stuff back.
Oh, what's it got back in there in the turret compartment?
Nothing. So yeah, that's all been skinned over.
Oh,
actually,
okay.
There's an APU up in there too. But
oh, really?
The gunner's compartment is just bare, but I have the gun sight and stuff.
Yeah.
And we actually did some work on yours, but
it
can be fun to get the turrets going.
Well, that is too cool. I mean, does this thing fly at all? Or?
Yeah, it does. Actually got a check ride coming up. So I got an LOA, been doing kind of self-training on the aircraft. And
is it a single dual control?
It's single control. You're welcome to call it if you want. It's California Custom. So this is Vintage Aircraft. We do mostly work on Beech 18s. Customers plane from down in Texas. Poor old gal. We're trying to undo decades of kind of neglect.
Wow. Oh yeah, so this is all part of the spar strap.
That is a Canadian Aerocon spar strap. So it's a big, massive one.
Oh my gosh. Look at
one of the only ones that was approved for the post-war floats.
Huh.
So yeah, Canadian, built like a tank.
Wow.
The aerospace one that we have is actually all flush inside, and it works really good with the Bombay doors and things too.
Huh. Cool. Life's a beach. You say you got 7 hangars?
Yeah, or, we got like 4 hangars like that size. With crates and parts stacked to this.
Oh yeah, cool. Just kind of a storage facility.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Oh my gosh, man, there's a classic deal. Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
I knew somebody that used to collect all this and restore that kind of stuff.
Yeah, someone just gave us that, so I want to fix it up for the museum.
Yeah,
awesome. Cooler. Yeah.
Man.
That's a boneyard. It's an AT-7 navigation trainer here. Really stock original airplane.
Huh.
I flew this a long time ago.
Those are 11 that they put to like a corporate deal?
It's the most convoluted twin Beech. It's a C, D, E, G, and H all together. Tall cabin plane with a glass nose on it. And unfortunately, the owner kind of cracked it up and gave it to our museum. So it's going to be a parts and pieces kind of thing.
Oh,
that's a bone stock RC-45J. Still has all the whole military radios in it.
Man, I thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So how many people are in the museum?
It's just, you know, their board of directors and volunteers as they come and go. So.
Right. Wow.
This is actually a turret training truck that we have outside, poor old thing.
Oh my gosh, where'd you find some of this stuff? It was just donated over the years?
Yeah, like this was out in a farmer's field out here. The turret training trucks were kind of unique, that the one you saw over there. Finally built one up, complete. But yeah, you know, it usually takes a bunch of stuff to make something decent.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you watch my videos, that Demon one, we just found a Model T Ford truck that we got, because we're gonna have to make a Huck starter, because my guys, they were burnt out after the first attempt. So
that's cool. Yeah, I saw that Huck starter there. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I think you still use it.
Yeah, they do. They started my airplane with it. Oh my gosh. All right, well, cool. Well, let's go look at some Harpoon. I mean, you've probably seen mine down there at the Chino.
Yep, I'm hoping this one's a little bit better than that.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it, but I'm just sitting here thinking to myself, I'm trying to get a hangar going, and they're already late. They were supposed to have gotten it going by the first of the year, but that didn't happen. And anyway, so I think maybe by June they might be able to start something.
So this is a D model Harpoon.
Yeah.
We were going to make 500, and then the war ended, so we ended up making 35 of them. So it has 850s up in the nose.
Oh, that's right. Because when I bought the Globe thing, I bought 3, and one was a D, and I think I gave the nose to Carl. Maybe they ended up on this. I don't know.
No, this always came. This was pretty much this was the third to the last one built down at Burbank. And the war just ended, so it flew right to the boneyard. Then it was fixed up to be an air tanker, and when it left the boneyard, it had 7 hours flying time on it. Wow. And now it has just about 1,100 hours on it total time. So there's still a ton of factory stuff in this. And what's kind of cool is they never really stripped it out too bad as far as the structure never cut anything.
So did they ever use it as a board?
They did. It flew, almost 1,000 hours as a Tanker 101.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
So does it stink like a...
No, it doesn't.
Huh.
So we clean all that stuff out. And well, you go inside and tell me. But there's a Mark 13 torpedo. Fills up the bomb bay. The PV-1s were so small they couldn't actually close the doors with a torpedo in there.
Huh.
But this one they actually could. That's why the doors are kind of bulged, and she looks like she's about 6 months pregnant.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's how they would.
So you guys pretty much just kind of stuck thing in it. I mean, there's a lot of little...
Yeah, it's not a restoration in any way.
Yeah.
So it's been kept, pretty much like the color, the paint on the inside is factory kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then we built the interior back just exactly like it was. Yeah, she's a good stock bird.
Huh. In Stockton. How about that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she's a good flyer too. They're a sweet airplane to fly.
Huh.
She had 3 points, really nice.
Really?
Yeah. Found the original door that actually had a raft in the door, and it would go off automatically. If you ditch, that thing would blow out the
oh,
front.
really?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Oh, yeah. Stuff in it. Yeah, Sherwin-Williams was kind enough to donate their aerospace paint to us, but man, it started fading away like crazy. You
wow.
see where covers on it where it used to look like, but man, that paint faded away. So they gave us new paint. Said, oh, sorry, we shot it again. Second batch faded even quicker than the first.
I'll be darned.
I maybe they buff out or something, but we kept it all flat.
Let's walk all around it. Yeah, I can't even. I've never been in one. It used to have a tunnel gun there, right?
Yeah, the D model, they eliminated that and a lot of heating stuff on the Ds, but the Cs had twin 50 mount down there. We had a bunch of parts to make one. But yeah, the D model didn't have the twin 50, but they used it for observation and stuff.
And where did these mostly spend time? I know there was a bunch up in the Aleutians.
Yeah,
and,
exactly, in the Aleutians.
Yeah.
We have a pilot that, Pat Pattison, just a great guy, flew 3 tours up in the Aleutians and 24 missions. And at one point they came down in transition, they turned in their PV-1s, they got the PV-2, were heading back up into combat, and then the war had ended. But yeah, they were replacing the PV-1s all over the place. And then they used them like crazy post-war. They sent the Ds, a whole bunch of them, to Japan and to South America, France, Portugal, all sorts of places using them post-war. But yeah, it was meant to replace the PV-1.
So these came out really late in the war then?
Yeah, like I said, this is the third to last one made. September 18th, I think it was, 1945. So the war had pretty much ended, and they finished it and flew to the boneyard. But the earlier ones, yeah, did see combat. The PV-2s did see combat. And then,
when did they first come out?
in 45, yeah. They were hoping to get it out in 44, but it came out in 45.
Right.
But Pat Patterson's guy was telling me about 102 years old. We put him in the right seat just because there's, you know, I only had brakes in the left. And Pat flew this thing like crazy at all these air shows.
Yeah,
It was the neatest thing, and he did such a good job. In fact, his very last landing, he just recently passed away, but his last landing in this airplane here was a greaser here at Stockton. It was the coolest thing to see Pat flying into. And we got a ton of PV vets flying in it, got to fly it, crew and stuff, and sadly, they're all gone.
Yeah, it's interesting. Huh. The antenna, trailing antenna.
Yeah, trailing more antenna.
Wow. That's got nice lines. That's interesting. Is that normal like that?
Weird. Yeah, so they did some mods. They had some spar issues too, like these reinforcement plates were done at the factory as part of that's what kind of kept them from going out. They flew some up to combat, and then they had some cracking problems, and so they
brought them back.
Yeah, and then fixed all the ones in the factory, and that was one of the reinforcement mods, and I think this was part of it too. Kind of funky.
Huh.
They had 4 rockets on each wing. The Lockheed pylon that you used, actually, it had twin 50 gun pod, bombs, or drop tanks would go on there.
So you just have 3 because this...
There's actually 4. There would be a 4th one.
Oh.
But the weird thing to me is, on this, when we're putting the drop tanks on, it's like, how is this vented? So you can either vent it a tube right here, or it would be vented up in the airplane. And there's no place for it to be vented inside. So we put the tube on here that just goes into ram air. But I'm like, think about shooting a rocket right next to your drop tank and right next to a vented 165-gallon tank. So we never saw anything in the book that said, hey, you need to drop your tanks before you shoot rockets. And, you know, we talked to Pat about shooting rockets, but he didn't know anything about the tanks. But
I'll be darned. Oh my gosh. So what was the story behind this one? Where'd it come from?
So, yeah.
Is this a museum airplane or your airplane?
Yeah, it's a museum airplane.
Yeah, okay.
And so, yeah, it was Tanker 101 for a long time. And then this guy, actually, who used to own Fertile Myrtle, your B-29, Ralph Johnson, he owned this airplane. He bought, I think, 3 of them from back east after they'd been retired as tankers. And in the late 90s, he flew them back out to his place in Hidden Valley Ranch, or Lake. And in fact, the prop blades that you saw there, he had a big B-29 prop on his hangar that I ended up getting. But yeah, he owned your B-29. He had some B-25s and some other stuff. He had 3 of these things. And this one was at his private ranch, and the others he had sold off. And then he ended up passing away, and the new owners wanted this airplane out of there. They're going to cut it up by a certain deadline. And Erickson Airfuel actually owned it because they bought a bunch of R-2800s and this airplane just for the engines, and they never took it. So they donated to us, and before we said yes, we went up to look at it because a lot of people said that it was all corroded out, you know, the cables are all shot, all this kind of stuff. And I went up and looked at it. I saw a different airplane. I mean, I saw the corroded cables was a factory peralcatone still on them. The cables are great. We only had 1 spot of corrosion from a bird nest on a flap, but she's immaculate, you know, all the way through. In low time, it showed. And so we went up, flew up in the Beech, and never actually drove up until we brought Jax up to do a gear swing. We'd fly up in the Beech and work on it and come back, and I think it was 11 sessions of flying up there over, I think, about 6 weeks. We got it ready to go. Got a ferry permit, got an LOA to fly it, and we took it off out of that dirt strip and brought it home. And then after that, we started turning it back into Warbird. So we took the tank out. I was just surprised to see that she was really pretty much uncut. A lot of the other planes were really cut up, but she is just stock.
Wow.
So dropped the tank out. We found the bomb bay doors, hooked all those things up. They ran great. Put the turret, the radio, radar gear, all the stuff back in. It's just like it was.
Huh.
So, there's a few other Harpoons out there, but none of them, are.
Yeah, are there any PV-1s in the States? I know there's the couple came out of Ethiopia. I think ended up in South Africa. Maybe one of them.
There's only one that I know of, and it's at DeLand. I think you were just there on one of your videos, but in the terminal they've restored it and it's sitting in the airport terminal. That's one of the only ones. We have one that we'd actually like to sell, or it'll go with this thing if you buy it. It's all yours, but it has Howard mods to it. But it was a PV-1 that flew with the Royal Canadian Air Force, did a lot of coastal patrol. And we have all its records and stuff. But so yeah, we do have one of those.
Oh my
Make it
gosh.
package deal.
Oh, thrills.
So you need a plane like a hole in head. Well, how about two?
Yeah, so what's so how long have you had it? How long has it been flying?
We had it for about 15 years. And
Yeah.
like I said, we got it flying initially, and then
What's that for?
started turning her back into. So that's where you got 850s up here.
Oh,
And all the shells and wings dump out of there, and there's one on each side.
I'll be darned.
It's funny because I met a guy up in Oregon, and he had one of these things. It's a big, goes under all four guns.
Right.
There's a left and right. And then Carl had the other side.
Oh,
So,
no way.
Yeah.
And they're in there?
yeah. Yeah, so all this stuff is in there. We're making all the mounts for all the guns.
Yeah.
And one of our guys is developing propane things,
Yeah.
But we had two of the blast tubes, and then we had to make all the others, all stainless steel. But yeah, they're pretty cool. But this whole nose lowers down like this, and you have 850s in a V.
Oh,
and then all
my
the ammo
gosh.
boxes. I mean, that's incredible. So we were getting close to putting all that stuff back in there. And then, it'd be amazing to open it at a show. You could walk in and see all the 50s. I mean, it's wicked.
I'll be darned. And what'd you say? It's got like 1,200 hours on it or something?
Yeah, it has 1,100 hours total time since new.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, it is a big airplane.
It is.
Oh my gosh, it's a big airplane.
She's a big 75-foot wingspan.
Wow. Cool. Well, man, you guys have done a great job rounding
It was
stuff.
completely stripped when we got it, but we were able to put everything back just like it was. We have all the factory blueprints and everything, so everything's right where it was. There's stuff like the whole radar station. I made that from scratch, right to the blueprints. Put all the gear in it. In fact, that radar, once I get it wired, I know that that's going to run.
Huh.
But it's all in shielded conduit, and actually I found a company, I think, overseas that has the conduit at a reasonable price. Some of these folks are charging 10, 15, 20 bucks a foot, and we have 3 runs that go all the way to the antenna up in the nose. So, we just don't have the funds for it. But there's also pictures in here. What
So
it looks like.
was this a Martin? Or?
Yeah, Martin top turret.
Okay.
So there it is, Tanker 101. It's what it looked like when we walked up to it.
Unreal. Too cool. I see the toilet there. I don't need it yet.
Yeah, and he even had a relief tube and toilet paper holder on the wall.
Huh.
And right where you're standing, there would have been racks. We're in the process of building the racks for all the sonobuoys and flares and things that they had that they dropped. And that's aerial camera mounted. It's really hard to find the mounts for it, but I found all that.
Wow. 100-pound practice bomb.
Yeah, it's our donation bomb.
I've got boxes of those. Huh. So it didn't have a tail gun turret, huh?
No, it was just glass
Oh,
in
yeah.
there on the D models.
Yeah.
Because they were meant for low-level, attack and support work, I
Right.
believe, for the invasion of Japan. So that was the main use for them. So they got rid of that stuff. They didn't need that. They got rid of all the heating stuff that they use up in the Aleutians. So radar station, this guy could actually drop bombs, torpedoes, and even fire rockets with the radar without being able to see the target with the equipment that they had in here. I mean, it was really high tech for its time. It really was.
Huh.
And we found all those radar boxes brand new on stock. So like I said, I'm pretty certain they're going to fire up. This is a navigator station right here. My dad was navigating World War II, so.
So rum, negative Jamaica rum?
Exactly.
What is this?
So that's the modulator for the radar system. All the high freq weird stuff gets pumped up out of the dish from that thing right there.
Huh. couple of people falling into that. So what's this all about? Does this thing fold over?
Well, that's all the cooling fins for it, and it was pressurized, but that red thing protected all the wiring so that in the PV-2 for this installation, so the guy didn't step on that stuff when they're crawling through.
I'll be darned.
I got that from Harpoon Air Museum when I was like 16 years old.
Oh my gosh.
And then under your hand, that black panel you can lift up, and that's the Master Navigator's compass.
Cool.
And yeah, all his navigation gear.
Unreal. Flare gun. Lights. Binoculars probably. Seat for the deal here. Wow.
What's kind of cool underneath the navigator's table, that's a 165-gallon rubber self-standing fuel tank. Navigator can't even put his knees under there because of that fuel tank.
Unreal.
One of the only ones left, and we actually use it. It works great. We took this thing off the Oshkosh many years ago.
Wow.
We needed that fuel. It's another hour of range.
Holy moly.
All the radios you see up there, the command set, ARC-5, the ART-13, all that stuff works. We have dual long-range receivers that all function. So just behind the pilot is where you're going is the radio operator station. See all the control heads for it, and then by your right elbow is the rack with all the radio gear that they control. It's all in there. It's all functioning too.
Unreal.
Real labor of love to take this thing from the strip to halt, put all the gear back in. And it was fun finding that stuff too. That's to me the best part.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and then just putting it to use and learning about it. Huh. Hydraulic deal there.
Overhead, the pilot in front of him is his gun sight and then a torpedo sight too.
Huh. So what's this little thing here? That's the clear glass thing?
Which thing?
This thing.
Oh, that's the torpedo sight.
That's the torpedo sight.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. You pop that. Can you do that clip for me? Man, that is tight, is it? Okay.
Yeah, that's not working. So I want to break it. There we go.
So, you see it's got a little ship here?
Oh,
and you would line the thing with the ship in the direction it was going and estimate its range.
Is this bent or is that?
No, it's just, it springs into place and you can adjust it with the knobs. And you put your speed in there and basically it tells you how to point to get the torpedo to hit
I'll
the
be
ship.
darned. Unbelievable.
And that's for the gun sight for rockets or the guns in the nose. And then you could even take the top turret guns and lock them forward and shoot. The pilot could shoot those too.
Oh my gosh.
But it's a great flying plane. Big old autopilot in the middle. We kind of hid the comm radios and stuff underneath so you don't really see them.
Right.
Try to keep it all in stock and original.
I know you're old. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to hurt you.
Yeah, it's a squeaking back here from the servos for the hydraulic autopilot.
Huh.
The servos are gone. We have them, but yeah. And then one of our horn buttons popped off. It went down to the belly of the beast. All the fuel control panel right here, and then it's all main electrical right here, batteries and everything else. I found an original one to put that back to stock, and then it had the breakers and things up there and all the generator controls, emergency hydraulics. A lot of stuff had been moved around, but we were able to put it back right where it was.
Wow, amazing. I mean, y'all done a great job, you know, trying to find all this stuff.
I mean, it's not a restoration, but it's all, you know, pretty decent shape for all factory.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, so there's no brakes on that side.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you can move those rudder pedals out of the way, and that floorboard opens up. So in theory, a guy could crawl in there. I don't know how.
Yeah, but it would have been for the when
they
had they have a bomber nose on some of these.
Yeah, the PV-1s had or early PV-2s had gun and actually radar up there. But yeah, it seems kind of crazy to be able to crawl by that column like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I mean the A-26, B-26. One had the glass nose on
Yeah,
it.
but I mean, there's tons more room compared to this thing.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
And then no column on the right side in the A26s.
Unreal. Man.
And we found this instrument panel because they had put a modern IFR panel in it because the tankers required it. But we found an instrument panel that was only 2 serial numbers away from this exact airplane.
Really?
D model panel, so that was kind of neat.
Good
That's
for
part of the
you
fun,
guys.
searching for this stuff.
Huh. So when how much have you been flying it recently?
Oh, it hasn't flown for, actually, Pat flew it, and it's probably a year ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's out of inspection, but no, yeah, like I said, Pat greased the thing on. A 102-year-old guy greased this thing on here at Stockton. It was the coolest thing.
That is awesome. So what all is under there? It's just space forward of the bomb bay, huh?
Yeah, so down there, there's some of the controls and electrical main bus stuff, and then forward through the rudder pedals, that's where all the 850s are. So when those
Right.
guns went off, man, it should have filled
Oh
this
my
thing up with
gosh.
smoke. 850s going at 10 bullets a second per gun times 8 guns. That's a lot of smoking.
It would slow it down pretty quickly.
You think so too? Yeah.
Oh, that's freaking cool, man. That's awesome. Is this where y'all keep it normally?
Yeah, well, yeah, right here in front of the museum hangar. So. But these are the main receivers, ARB receivers, and all are controlled. Like you can see the tuning knob right here.
Yep.
You see how it tunes for the flex shafts, little coffee grinders, and then the other one does the same thing too. So yeah, the radio guy would tune all this stuff, and it works too. It's amazing to listen to this stuff come in.
Oh, escape hatch. Take a peek. It's not gonna fall off, is it?
Now just go all the way. Should go all the way over. There you go.
And there we go. Wow. Something to grab onto. Okay, cool. 2 pitot tubes. 2 2800s. The airframe was actually pretty doggone nice. I don't know what the hell that is. I have to look at it unless that was for shooting sextants or something. God, this is a big airplane. Man, I forgot how big this thing was.
You leave it open. It's okay. That's your air conditioning. Yeah, really pull to the rear real.
Yeah, it was actually open when I... Whatever. It's closed, but it's not locked. Man, this is one tight lift. I assume that pops that way and rotates. Hydraulic tank. Little thing there that he took off. We're up there. You want to put that little cover back up there for the... Okay. Man. So, just out of curiosity, you all have collected all sorts of cool stuff. I mean, is there anything that's missing that you're looking for?
There's a few things that still need to put in. Like for instance, I know that the plane had a Loran, so I've got the box for it, but I haven't found the drawings. There was a scope right here, but no drawings exist for how that went.
Huh.
So we're gonna have to, mock that up. All the harnesses for all the radar stuff, everything hooked together. You see somebody, I guess, bent the fins there.
Yeah.
They'll straighten real easy, they're dead soft. And then there was the racks back here for spare radios and sonar buoys and flares. So when they're on attack, they would launch flares out of a tube. So that stuff we need to put back in. But otherwise, it's pretty much all the stuff that it had in it is still back in place.
Yeah.
So that's what's just kind of unique. There were two PV-2s that had the gear still in them, and one was at Pima, and then the other one was at up at Falcon Field. And those things got completely stripped out, and they went to the winds.
Really?
And I tracked a lot of it down. That's where a fuselage tank came from, and I found some racks and stuff. But they went to several owners and divorces and bankruptcies, and they able to find a lot of stuff. Wow. And then we made the other part. So it's I'd say about 90% all there, just like it was.
So, but you do have some of that stuff, like the flare things and all that. You just...
I got the flare tube to go in, and I have the drawings because the racks are made of wood. So we got all that stuff to go back in, yeah. And that'll be, all that 10% will come right in. Like our Astrodome, we have a brand new old stock Astrodome with the wrap still on it.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask you. I saw that from the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's just not installed.
Yeah, and that's one thing we are missing. What we would do is we just wedge it up in there, the dome.
All right.
But there's a frame that went around it that you could open it up, and so we have to make that. You know,
Yeah,
it's kind of
okay.
compound curve.
But it's just a plexiglass bubble. Okay.
Yeah, we have the bubble though, brand new old stock. Just
Okay,
beautiful.
cool.
So that we have.
Huh.
But we put all the antenna wires in, and it's funny how when the wind gets just right, the plane will start singing through the antenna.
Oh, really cool.
Yeah, she gives her a voice.
Unreal, man.
My daughter did the graphic artwork and then recreated the decals just like it was.
Oh, amazing. It's actually pretty amazing. That's pretty cool. Huh. And so is it got 1,100 hours on the engines, or when were they done?
So the engines are actually original, unoverhauled.
Okay.
We have a Pratt Whitney on the right and a Ford built on the left. And they're original engines from back in the day, because when they were running these as tankers, they had can engines, you know. And,
Yeah.
And if it had a problem, it put a can motor on.
Yeah.
If it ran great,
Huh.
if not, they put another one on. So,
What's the dash number? 2600, 2800
yeah, dash 30.
dash 30.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And so it had a different nose case on it because the props, you know, the going back in the Lodestar and all that kind of stuff, they had the center line of the engines was fixed, so they couldn't have, you know, like a regular 2800 prop on a 2800. Like on the A26, those blades are huge. Look how short these are.
I know.
These are cut down even smaller than B-17 engines, and yet what they did is they have a geared nose case, cranked up the blade angle like crazy so it would clear the fuselage. So you can see it's got massive blade angle going, and she kind of growls.
Yeah.
But that's the only difference is nose case gear ratio from there forward.
Huh.
But the other issue too is because of that prop, they come really close right here. So even at 1,100 hours, they were having, this was cracking out in places because of that hammering of that prop blade against
Wow.
the fuselage.
Well,
you
they,
see some repairs and stuff here.
if they're flying up in the Aleutians, they might have been slinging ice too.
Yeah, that's true. But I think these were just cracks because it was, you know, an air tanker. But
Huh. You know, I need to go back and look, because when I was at the Globe auction and I bought those airplanes, one of them, I had two that were, you know, potential flyer type deals, and the ones at Carl's, the other one I sold and at the Palm Springs Museum.
Oh, really?
That's,
Okay.
that came from me, and that basically, you know, and then there was a D that had this kind of nose on it.
Huh.
And I think I don't think it was the whole airplane or whatever, but I think I gave it to Carl.
Oh, okay.
You know, so I don't know if he still got it down the
It
deal
wasn't a
there.
wreck, was it?
Well, no, I don't think so. But there was something about the fact that something was missing on it. I don't know that it was the
'Cause
a
the
whole
CF
airplane.
CF had a D, the very last one made, and they were fixing it up, and they took it up on a test flight, and he took off in high blower and blew the engines up basically.
Oh, my
Just fried
gosh.
them. And they went down in the desert and tore it up really bad. And I know Carl's got remnants of that. And
Okay.
that's a D-bomb. So they ended
Interesting.
up coming back, getting another D, and then
Oh
took it
my
back
gosh.
to Milwaukee, where they worked on it for like 20 years, and then he kind of gave up.
I'll be
So we
darned.
collected tons of spares for this thing. I got brakes, brand new brakes, new fuel valves, boost pumps, all sorts of stuff, all the stuff that we need to keep it running.
Right.
So I got hangers, I got crates full of that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, that's what goes with it. So got all the
Huh.
support you need to keep it going. But
Huh.
because that stuff's it's hard to find.
Yeah.
So Ted at California Airframe, his dad started the place in 1946, and they were getting all sorts of stuff out of Oakland Naval Air Station in Alameda, and so they got tons of parts for this thing. That's where some of the really hard to find stuff came from, was
Yeah.
Ted's stash.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, good stuff.
Huh. So did you guys just not have the, well, or you just didn't have a fourth rocket? Or over
No, we
here,
do.
you got
Actually,
it out here.
They're sitting right there.
Oh, I see. Okay. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and then this is actually unpainted. This is World War II original paint, and you actually see how close it is. But
Yeah.
that's, and one of these things is actually marked Goodyear. That's really kind of cool. But yeah, both of these front and rears, new old stock came from Ted's, and that's World War II paint right there. So and you can see how nice it looked, you know, before it faded away.
Yeah.
So,
Too
rough out. Or
cool.
just shoot it again, and if you get your hanger built.
Oh
paint it
my
again, it'll
gosh.
last forever. But
Yeah. So I ended up, I guess it was John Rayner sent me something, and then he said something about y'all were going to put it on the market or whatever. Or have you or not or what?
Oh yeah, so we haven't put it on the market. We're just kind of like quietly telling people, yeah, it's for sale, just trying to find a good home for it. she's, you know, she's a one-of-a-kind plane, all stock and original, so I really need to find a good home for her.
Yeah.
So, because frankly, we want to pay for the 826.
Yeah, well.
So that's been our long-range goal. In fact, we talked about years ago, you know, get the PV-2 and then turn it over toward the 826.
Yeah.
The 826 has kind of been the, you know, long-range plane.
Yeah, that's cool. Good.
So,
All right.
she's a
Well, let me.
sweetheart.
At this point, I'm like I said, I need an airplane like a hole in the head. But if you could just, you're probably going to want to do it anyway for somebody else. You know, put a list together of all the stuff
Yeah.
that goes with it and that kind of stuff,
We
and
have digital photos of all the
times and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And-
she's a good bird. And they got patrol like crazy off of Florida and looking for the subs and all that stuff. But
Huh.
yeah, like man.
Awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Yeah,
Cool, you
well,
bet.
let's just, you know, keep going with that. We'll keep talking and, you know, put a list together and stuff and then see where it goes.
That's good.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I'm out of here. Too cool, too cool. All right. I don't know if Kermit needs another project, but that is a pretty cool airplane. Over and out.